The species without claws or fangs became the apex predators. Every predator in the galaxy had fangs, claws, or stingers. Humanity had none. Soft flesh, weak bones, no natural weapons at all. They laughed at us, until they saw how we truly hunted. This is the story of the prey species that became the apex predators. Across the stars, predators are defined by their weapons. Serrated teeth. Poison stingers. Talons that split bone. So when the other civilizations discovered humanity, they laughed. No claws. No fangs. No armor. Just fragile skin and soft bones. How, then, could such a species survive? The answer was written not in our bodies, but in our history. And in time, the galaxy would learn why the species without weapons became the greatest predators of all. The Val'Shir were hunters by nature, their homeworld a jungle of tooth and claw. They encountered humanity in the Outer Rim, a small colony world where humans had begun to spread. Ambassador Zyril observed humans with disdain. Soft flesh. No natural defenses. Even their young wander exposed. How could such prey survive past their first season? He tapped his claws against the table, curious but unconcerned. Dr. Anna Reed, the human diplomat, only smiled faintly. You mistake us, Ambassador. We've survived longer than you can imagine. We don't need claws to hunt. To prove their superiority, the Val'Shir proposed a demonstration hunt on neutral ground. They invited a human delegation to witness how true predators stalked prey. The arena was a controlled ecosystem, dense forest, artificial rivers, simulated beasts. Val'Shir warriors entered with spears tipped in bone. Their claws gleamed under the light. They moved swiftly, killing their targets with practiced precision. Then it was humanity's turn. The humans entered with nothing but simple tools, knives, rope, and packs. They carried no guns, no armor. The Val'Shir chuckled. They walk naked into the wild. They will be slaughtered. But hours passed. Then days. The humans did not chase. They tracked. They stalked. They set traps, cut paths, poisoned waterholes, and drove animals into kill zones. When they returned, they carried not only meat but the hides of predators that had once ruled the arena. The Val'Shir watched in stunned silence. They did not kill with strength, one muttered. They killed with patience. Ambassador Zyril demanded an explanation. This is trickery. You lack speed, strength, or weapons. How is this possible? Dr. Reed answered calmly. We have something better. Endurance. Intelligence. Cooperation. We can run for days where others sprint for minutes. We turn the world itself into a weapon, fire, stone, water, poison. We hunt not with teeth or claws, but with our minds. Her eyes hardened. That is why we survived predators on our world that would have torn yours to pieces. Weeks later, the Val'Shir attempted to conquer a small human outpost. They expected an easy victory. Humans, after all, had no natural weapons. But the war dragged on. At night, Val'Shir patrols vanished, taken by traps, ambushes, and silent blades. Their food stores spoiled mysteriously. Rivers were poisoned. Their soldiers were found days later, starved and terrified, whispering about eyes in the dark. The Val'Shir were used to prey on fleeing. But humans did not flee. Humans followed. They hunted. And the Val'Shir began to feel something their species had almost forgotten. Fear. Ambassador Zyril confronted Dr. Reed again, his claws tapping nervously. You are not strong. You are not fast. You should not be predators. And yet you are. Explain. Dr. Reed leaned forward, her voice like iron. You think predators are defined by fangs and claws. But real predators are defined by one thing, victory. We are fragile, yes. We bleed, we break. But we adapt. We plan. We endure. That is why we outlived the beasts of earth. That is why we rose to rule it. And that is why, Ambassador, when you look into the dark, it is us you should fear. Word spread across the galaxy. Humans became infamous not for their strength, but for their relentlessness. Species that once mocked their soft flesh began to whisper of their cunning. Armies that prided themselves on speed and claws began to dread campaigns that dragged into months, for the longer a war lasted, the stronger humans became. On jungle worlds, desert worlds, frozen worlds, humans adapted. They learned. They endured. The galaxy realized a terrifying truth. The species without natural weapons had become the ultimate weapon themselves. Claws dull. Fangs break. Even the sharpest talons rust with time. But patience never dulls. Cooperation never breaks. Endurance never rusts. That is why, in the end, it was not the tooth or the claw that ruled the stars. It was the species without them. The apex predators. The humans. Claws dull. Fangs break. But patience, cooperation, and endurance never fade. And that's why the galaxy would come to fear the weaponless species most of all. Humanity, the true apex predators. What did you think of this tale? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more HFY stories.